my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. It's some kind of devotion that brings me down. That without my love for the ocean, I will be no one, no
All right, we just left our Airbnb and we are headed to the Georgetown airport to catch a flight on Bahama Air to Georgetown, where we're gonna go look at our first boat. It's kind of been a tough morning with the kids, so hopefully things will improve as the day goes on. Believe it or not, there are no direct flights from Freeport, Grand Bahama to Georgetown, Exuma. So today we're hopping on a quick flight to Nassau, New Providence, where we'll catch our next leg down to Georgetown.
Double-decker bus with a soundproof.
Ben's fired up.
Please stop.
You might remember that the sale of our Leopard 62 kind of fell into our laps. We'd been toying with the idea of downsizing, but hadn't made any firm decisions when, out of the blue, some buyers messaged us on Facebook. They were actually interested in a sister ship listed in Barbados, but one conversation led to another, and before we knew it, our beloved Catamaran was under contract. Finn always finds every outlet at the airport.
Dad. That's Dad.
Oh, yeah. It felt like one of those moments where life gives you a sign, and you either listen or you don't. We chose to listen. We've learned that if you stay open and follow the signs, the path has a funny way of revealing itself. At least, that's what we've been telling ourselves lately. And just like that, another door opened. Back when we were in Staniel Key, on our way to meet the buyers in Georgetown, we noticed a Vision 444 anchored nearby. Connor reached out through No Foreign Land to see if they'd be open to us checking out their boat. We'd been curious about the Vision line for a while. They seemed like a sweet spot between sailing performance and livability, and possibly a perfect fit for a family. The owners welcomed us aboard for sundowners and a tour, and we immediately loved the layout and design. The only problem, the one Vision 444 we knew of for sale back in Fort Lauderdale was priced way out of our budget. Unless it dropped by about $150,000 or more, it just wasn't realistic. But hey, no harm in dreaming. Here we are at our little bungalow in Paradise Bay in Georgetown, where we're staying for 2 nights so we can go look at a Vision 444 ES. And let's go check out the beach. I was gonna come see what you guys are doing down here.
Dad was writing my name with his feet.
Then came another unexpected twist. The Vision owners we met reached out to us a few days later to let us know that their friends, also Vision owners, were planning to sell in the coming months. And based on everyone's timelines, they thought their boat might be a perfect match for us. They connected us, and before we knew it, we had a verbal agreement pending an in-person tour. Okay, so we are leaving the Paradise Bay Villas and walking down the road for like 15 or 20 minutes to get to the Emerald Bay Marina. Apparently we couldn't get a cab because it's such a short distance. It wasn't worth any cabbie's time. But we'll get some exercise.
Okay,
Watch it,
duck feet.
Mom. Look at the sign, guys. It's so cool.
Time.
I will throw that boulder at you.
I don't see where it says the letters.
Leroy. You know that.
Hi, brother.
Look, David's here.
Yes?
I'm kidding, but he had a boat like that. His chase boat.
Yeah, Mono. But, lagoons.
There she is. Now, here we are in Georgetown, and Connor and I are super excited to meet the sellers and step aboard what could be our next home on the water. And once again, the stars seem to align. We found ourselves under contract again, pending the results of the survey. If all goes well, we'll be back on the water and heading south just in time for hurricane season. They're built in South Africa by a small yard that really takes pride in the details. Everything feels well thought out, from the system access to the finished work. It's not mass produced, so you can tell the quality is a step above, and the systems are super accessible, so when something breaks, because it will, you're not tearing the whole boat apart to fix it. And we like to say, it's simple stupid. It's a lightweight build with a foam core, so it sails a lot better than your typical heavy production cat. The hulls are narrower and have a fine entry, which means it cuts through the water clean and handles better upwind. A layout that works for small families and couples. The owner's version layout gives you the entire starboard hull as your own little retreat. Bedroom, big head, plenty of storage. You like the boat?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Excusing you.
But most importantly, it's designed for real cruising. The cockpit is deep and protected with a solid hard top. The helm is a sport helm, and all lines lead back to the helm, so it's easy to sail single-handed, which is something that was really important to us in our new boat. You at the helm, Maddie? You gonna drive this boat?
Ma.
What?
Just like a little step right now.
I know, isn't that nice? Look how much easier it is to unzip the sail bag. We see it as a sweet spot between performance cats like Outremer and the more comfortable focus ones like Lagoon or Leopard. It's not flashy, but it feels right, especially for a family that wants to cruise full-time and still enjoy sailing, not just motoring from one pretty bay to the next.
It's somewhere in here. Okay, never mind. 2, 1, 2, 5. Higher.
But first, some much needed family time. After months of boat selling, logistics, and a whole lot of adulting, we decided to treat the kids to something totally different. Universal Studios. My little wizard. Having both grown up in Idaho, and admittedly not being huge fans of crowds or heat, it's not the kind of thing we'd normally spring for. But the kids had never experienced anything like Universal or Disney, so it felt like the right moment to say yes. The energy was intense, especially after spending so much time in quiet anchorages with just a handful of people around. Finn absolutely loved the roller coasters, especially the ones with the loops and those weightless negative Gs. Maddie preferred to keep it a little more tame, no loops, thank you very much. Luckily, we visited on a weekday, so the crowds were manageable.
I don't want to go on the Hulk roller coaster because I went on my roller coaster for the first time yesterday, and I think it was enough for me, and this one looks terrifying, and I'd only go on it if Zoo was here. I don't want to go on a roller coaster with Finn because he's not afraid of dying.
Is that why you think he likes roller coasters so much? Because he has no fear? I think he likes the overwhelming feeling it gives him. He's like all smiles on a roller coaster, huh? But after seeing the Saturday Madness, we decided to skip the lines and cool off with a double feature at the movie theater. Leather recliners, air conditioning. I think we could have stayed in there all day. Now we're heading to Fort Lauderdale, where we'll spend the next month checking off the to-do list and getting ready to, hopefully, move aboard our new boat. The survey is scheduled for May 6th, and we're crossing our fingers that everything goes smoothly. So we just had some breakfast at the Diplomat, and now we're walking down the Hollandale Beach back to our hotel. Tomorrow we get to check into our Airbnb where we're going to be for a month, and we're just soaking up land life, being land lovers for a while, fitting in with all the crowds here in Florida. Thank you, as always, for following along on our journey. We're so grateful you've stuck with us as we shift gears and find our way back to the water. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you. And a huge thank you to our Patreons for supporting the dream. If you'd like to help keep our adventure afloat, check out our Patreon page. We'd love to have you on board. Cheers.